channel. If you're new here, I'm Derick. I'm a front-end engineer based out of Los Angeles, and today I'm continuing my series of Method Mondays where I go over every single array method there is in JavaScript. And next up on our list for today, we're taking a look at values. So let's just hop right into our editor and get right into it. All right, values. The values array method returns a new iterator object that contains the values of the array. So pretty straightforward. It returns an array iterator object, not a plain array. Values is definitely useful for when you need to manually iterate through array elements. So for example, with a for of loop. And yes, it preserves the original array order and doesn't modify the array. So for our first example, let's work with some numbers and let's iterate over the numbers in an array. Let's say we have const numbers here, just an array of numbers. Let's give ourselves a variable. We're just gonna call it iterator, and we'll assign numbers to our iterator variable, but after we hit it with our values array method. So now let's take iterator. We'll just build out a for of loop down here. And for const, we'll just call it num of our iterator. Let's just console.log num and see what we get. And nice, there we have it, 10, 20, and 30, every item in our numbers array. And like stated, it just returns a new iterator object that contains the value of our array. So pretty straightforward. So that was numbers. Next, let's work with strings and iterate over strings in an array. So let's say we have const fruits, just an array of strings. Similar to the previous example, let's give ourselves a variable. We'll just call it fruits iterator. And that's going to equal fruits. But after we hit it with our value array method, now let's give ourselves a for of loop. And for const, what do we want to call this? We'll just call it fruit of our fruit iterator. Log fruit to the console. And fruit.value is not a function. I am missing the S here. Should be values, not value. And just like our first example, we get our values of our array logged to the console. So again, pretty straightforward. It's right in the name, and that's what it gives us. So that's values with strings, but what about objects? So let's iterate over objects in an array. Let's say we have const users here, just an array of two objects. Each object is a quote unquote user with two key value pairs, one called ID, which is a number, and the other name, which is a string. Let's give ourselves another variable. We'll just call it user iterator, and that's going to equal users, of course, after we hit it with our values array method, and we'll iterate over this with a for of loop and for const user of our users iterator. Log something to the console, but log what? Let's log the user.name property. And there they are at the bottom. Our two users, Alice and Bob. It's just getting the value of this key inside of this array item, which is an object of this array users. And that's values. Pretty straightforward. It just gets the values. So that'll do it for values. Devs, if you found this helpful, definitely like this video. I will link the code down in the description, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.